Um, I'm uh, come on, but this has nothing to do with that. On the bottom end. That was good. Good rat. When YouTube, like, YouTube is, but the, you know, it, all that. But I'm saying, well, you can stream and watch. Well, the floor is a good idea.
Think you're gonna cut that ball across the corner?
So, but it's possible. Banking on the floor is a good shot. He tried the cut though.
Yeah. Here you go. Put it in your pockets.
Yep.
Had a big ball up here. From right.
But actually banked it to the left pocket. Try to bring the cue ball over here. Pocket on the other side. Exactly what I was saying.
You did what you did, yeah. Oh.
Done that.
Yeah. Big shot.
Yeah.
I did it like this. How do you have your feet glass? Oh. I was afraid of that. Oh,
was nervous about that because he was on the rail.
it's so easy. So easy.
How it does that.
Oh yeah.
See how it comes up on.
Yeah.
So I was saying your comment didn't show up. So one of the comments. Still leaving the like helps. Oh, very nice of you. Little press. Good, but it looks like it's left out much of a shot. It's got the one straight down, back cut on the 4, shot on the 15 on the spot. Tough options here. left himself up, so he's stuck with a bank. Tyler's got a chance here. Some low left on the cue ball to throw the cue ball up and throw the one ball in. That's exactly what he did. To get underneath the 3 and the 4. Do that probably right here. Or use the 7 to get there. The 4 does pass the 8. Use the 4 to get to the 3, and the 3 could be his cue ball. Free ball is a key ball.
Come down on that, see? Come down here.
Yeah, they have two. buddy. We have James Richards here to comment.
Well, sitting here watching these two teams, I'm seeing that these two teams are very strong players. They have very strong players. However, the matches are at it is 2-1 Alpha Q. Alpha Q has 1 and Shynedown has 2. There's been some very, very good shots made during this match. Shots that you wouldn't even think, some that I wouldn't even think to shoot. Example, this one, I don't know what he's really trying to do here. Wow, I didn't think he could see that ball, but he nearly played it. And that was a player from Alpha Q. And now Shynedown player is approaching the table, and this is the fourth single match. After this, we go to double. At this point, it appears that Shynedown is about to take a 3-1 lead going into the double. That was the last match of the singles. Get ready to go into the doubles, and we're going to lag and start match. Okay, here we go with the lag. Here we go. That is like Alpha Q won the lag. They'll get to break first in the doubles. But one thing about the doubles is that it doesn't really matter which player on a team breaks, but what does matter is that after the break, they have to stay in order. That is part of the rule set. In doubles, each player or team member has to stay in order after the break. Up the cue. Right break. Shynedown is coming to the table. It is an open table, but it is now no longer open. Shynedown has stripes or highballs, and Aplha has both or solid ball. That was a very interesting move. Try to get down there to get those balls in that cluster possibly broken up. He left his partner a good shot on the 9 ball, and if he plays the 9 and just comes off of that back rail just slightly, like so, he gives his partner a good shot on several options here. He's got an option on the 11 or option at the 15. And however, he looks as though he's going after the 14. And that was not the ball he shot at. He shot at the 12 ball. But still missed, and now Aplha coming to the table, and they're discussing, or were discussing, a little bit of strategy as to how they were going to run the table. The first shot for Aplha in this rack. The bottom end of the first ending of this rack. Shot selection is real important in doubles because you want to play a ball, and you want to make sure that your teammate can play a ball. However, sometimes things happen. What has just happened is that the ball was using bottom English, and he pulled the ball out of the pocket, and that's a common mistake that a lot of players make. It's one I make myself. However, Shine is back at the table, and there was a slight miss, a couple of inches off. Now Aplha is back to the table. We see what shot selection is made. It appears that he's looking at the starting with the 7 ball. Let's see which ball he's gonna leave his partner to select. Oh, he brought him around for the 2 ball, but he did roll a little further than he actually wanted to. Still, the 2 ball can still be played in the side pocket, or he still has options. That's the thing about 8 ball. 8 ball always gives you options. As long as you've got more than 1 ball on the table, then you got more than 1 option, providing that you can stand. And instead of going after the 2, going after the 3, like you're gonna play it up in this spot, and he missed the 3 ball. Okay, so now John is back to the table. This is going to be interesting because it doesn't appear that there is an easy shot at all. He's really going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat to make something happen here. However, he is very capable. This team is very capable of pulling rabbits out of the hat and it happen. Okay. Wow, that was an awesome shot. Awesome shot. All in it. His teammate is looking at playing the 15, and he was discussing with him where he wants to cue up for the next shot. He just informed him that that will work. Okay, so now he's coming in. He's going after the 12 ball. But leave the 14s much in a good position. Okay. See here. That 14 ball looks like it is a good shot. And he played the 14 ball. And when you got the 8 ball, got a good spot on the 8 ball. That 8 ball can be played. It appears from here it may go past the 2 ball into that. I don't think it goes. I don't think that 8 ball goes.
If it went, you would played it on.
Yeah. Don't think it comes. Don't think it'll pass the 3 ball either. You're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be a safe shot, I think, made at this point, or a 2-way shot. However, you can choose to bank it. I think it will go past this. He's back at the table. They really have to come through at this point. Uh-oh. Well, they just made the mistake of leaving Shynedown the shot straight in on the 8 ball in the corner. And there it went. Shynedown is up. Up 4-1. That was the break, the beginning of the second doubles match. And here's, oh, I guess it wasn't a dry break, was it? You're thinking that they're looking for someone to come watch a hit? Well, that's not the case. They're discussing which direction to go in. So it was not a dry break. A ball was played on the break. Now they're about to make the choice. They chose solid. And he played a couple of them. He played the one he was shooting at, and then he got another ball in the top.
Solid.
It appears that there's a possibility that this might be a break and run. Up, but I spoke too soon. Spoke a little bit too soon, but it appeared that the possibility for a break and run was there. And now Alpha Q is at the table. It just missed their first shot. Back with Shynedown table. That was a beautiful shot. Beautiful shot to run that one ball to that corner. And he left as a teammate the shot. Of course, it's like you're going to have to use the bridge to get to it, but it is the shot that can be played. Okay, and with natural English, it'll just bring him out. If he plays the 5 ball, natural English will just bring him out for the 6 ball. They play that 6 ball. This match, particular game, not the match, but this particular game just might be over. He left him a pretty good straight in shot with that 8 ball into the side. Once that 8 ball goes into that side pocket, that will put them up 5-1. That was the break of game 2, was it not? Or game 2 of the doubles. Okay. However, Shynedown is ahead 5-1 against Alpha 2. These are some extremely good players. I'm surprised that I haven't seen at least 2 or 3 break and runs, and it's possible by either team to do that. studying the table, trying to make a good, solid choice that would benefit him and his opponent. I mean, not his opponent, I'm sorry, his teammate. And now play the ball and scratch. So that turns the table back to Alpha Q. Right. The Q is there, looking at the table and discussing, I would assume, what would be the best course of action to take at this point. Seeing that they are down by 4 games in this match. Is a total of 11 games will be played. And it's just based on points. There's technically no winner or loser. However, some would say, well, if I didn't get as many points as you got, then we lost. But the point system that is used can flip at any moment, any given time. Alpha Q could possibly just get 2 points in this match, and then the next match that they play get 11 points, and then they would have a total of 13 points. And it's the points at the end of the session that is really important. They made a couple of shots and still looking up. Well, that was a miss, unfortunately. Now we've got Shynedown back to the table. They're discussing their best course of action. I don't know if it's stage fright or what's going on here. But there's some shots being missed that normally these players just don't miss. Not sure what's really going on tonight or in this particular match. Could be that it was playing earlier and just a little tired. It could be. Stamina is important in this game. There are times when you may have to play, depending on the tournament that you're in, you may have to play 6 or 7 games back to back, or it's not games, but matches. Several games in each match. That shot not really what he wanted to do. However, his teammate still has a shot. Looks like that the table is beginning to open up. They can capitalize on their opponent's miss, providing that they don't miss themselves. starting to look like it might ease out at depending on if that 9 passes the 7. And it does pass the 7, so it plays this 9 ball and then 10 ball. The possibility that this, yep, there it is. Ooh, it's a little straight. Yeah, he's gonna need to get something, a little something behind it to get it off of that back rail and out for the 12 ball. And he's jacked up with the shot. It can be done. Can be done. Oh, how then? His teammate requested that the T-Rock remain close to that rail. Guess he has something else going on. Okay. That was an attempted bank. However, did leave their ball in a good spot. Now, Alpha Q has to contend with getting that 3 ball away from that 8 ball. Right spot, it can be played.
Goes past the 8 there into the bottom right or top right corner.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That would be looking at maybe possibly the 7 and then the 2 and then saving the 3 for last. Well, I have to wait to see.
Yeah, the 8 ball goes. Tyler just confirmed the 8 ball goes past the 3.
Okay. Now, play that 12 ball. Yeah, that was a tough angle, though. That was a tough angle. Sometimes with that particular shot, shooting from that angle, it appears that you're going to hit that ball just right to make it go in that side pocket. But it's almost like you got to pass the ball when you hit it to make it go in the pocket. And it's like you got to shoot past it to just barely touch it to get it to go into that pocket.
Smart.
Oh, I got your score right there. You good. Right. The score is actually 5-1 in favor of Sundown, which is your team. At this
Everybody's scoring. Somebody has to be scoring.
Alpha Q's making an attempt. They finally got to an 8 ball. Like they might get a game. However, he cannot afford to miss this shot, and he did. Goodness. That is not. That was okay. Well, here we go. Shynedown back at the table again. Maybe 12 in the side and left his partner, teammate. Easy shot to play that 8 ball in the corner. Popped it in. It wobbled a little bit, but it fell. All right, this is rack number 3 of the doubles between Alpha Q and Shynedown. Shynedown is ahead 6-1, and that score includes the singles matches that were played at the beginning before the doubles started. At this point, there's actually been, this is the 3rd game of doubles. Alpha Q, they're at the table. We'll see what kind of a strategy they come up with this time. Extremely close that last game there. They actually had a shot on the 8 ball. Now, got a chance for the table. I mean, they got solid, and nothing seems to be in any bind in any way. It's just a matter of shot selection and shot protection to keep this streak going that they're trying to. Starting to look pretty good. Haven't missed a shot yet. Each team member is leaving their teammate a decent shot, which helps a great deal when you're going doubles. You want to make sure that you play the ball, but you also want to make sure that you leave a shot for your teammate. It appears that Aplha Q made some adjustments, and it just might get be up. Did they break? Would this be a break and run for them?
Yeah, if they get these last 3 balls, it'll be a break and run.
Oh man. Well, they've got a good chance at it. But they only got the 3 ball, which is in good position to be played in the corner without touching that 13. It's just a matter of where that Q-Rock is going to end up at for the 8 ball. How much of an angle is he going to leave for his opponent, his teammate? But it appears that there's no angle. It looks almost as if it's straight in. So this will be the first break and run of this match, and it was done by Alpha Q.
To our first match that was about 3 hours. We're nearly done at just over an hour.
Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. For a match to be this far ahead in such a short amount of time.
That looks like they scratched on the break.
It almost looked like it was a break from the side,
so maybe that
an attempt to play the 8 off the break, which wouldn't matter in this particular match. But all of the balls were to one side of the table. which is what occurs when you try to play that 8 ball on the break by breaking from the side.
All right, so they just broke. So that wasn't a break and run because they would have had to had a. So I missed something. I believe Tyler was trying to break out that 2-baller. He failed miserably. He was doing otherwise.
But he did leave his teammate a shot. You know, don't have that many options, but he do have a shot. What I see is the 1 ball, and he can get back out in the middle of the table to open up the options for his teammates. And that is an extremely good roll. So now there's more options available for his teammate, and there's also the possibility at this point I see where he could, and it looks like he's going to make that attempt, is to play that 5 ball in the side pocket, and then come up, bring the Q rock up top to try and get that 2 ball out, or get that 3 ball out, where they can continue to run. Wow, and that is what he done. However,
that 5 ball in hand. That's a foul.
Y'all watching over here?
So that is a foul.
You watching the cameras?
Yeah. So that is a foul. When the ball goes into the pocket and hops out, that is ball in hand for the opposing team. So that means that Alpha Q gets ball in hand. Okay, now Alpha Q on the table. Not quite sure if I can pull that Q out that far back down table. Might just been a mistake that he made, but however, he did leave his teammate a shot. What happened from here? Oh man, that was such a.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Now, John down is back to the table. The tendency of making an opposing team pay for those type of mistakes. They're discussing the matter. See what happens as a result. Which shot he's going to take first. It looked as if though he was going to attempt to play the 6 ball, but now he's changing in the table and looks like he's going after the 3 ball. Oh, it was a strategy shot. Oh, but he strat. Oh, it was a strategy shot to block that pocket. But he strat because he didn't really have a decent shot. But yet he did have a decent shot. But he did stretch until now. Alpha Q gets ball in hand. And they've got five options. Got five balls on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, yeah. Starting out with what would be a very good shot selection. Plays that 11 ball in the same corner. He just played that 10 ball in it. Natural English, but he's gonna hit the 2 ball, but natural English will get him out in the middle of the table to where it still leave his opponent a shot. But he overcut it. The cue is off the table and Shynedown is back on the table. They are now discussing the best course of action to take. Here's that gonna start with the 2 ball. 2 in the side and let that rock roll down. That wasn't I'm sure that wasn't what he intended to do. Now it looks like he's going to be forced to shoot the 3 ball. Let's get that cue ball back down past that side pocket. If you get your cue ball back down past the side pocket where the 6 and 7 is, so it should be pretty easy for him to pick one of those to shoot at. Get quite far enough back down, and looks like an extremely difficult shot. You either try to cross bank that 6 ball or cross bank the 6 ball. That's the only shot I see.
He can back cut the 6 ball.
Back cut the 6. Oh, to the corner right. Yes, you're right. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, he can play it to corner right.
Tried to play safe.
Yeah.
Good work. Pancake ball here down the bottom right.
Okay. Okay. Well, now Alpha Q's at the table with a golden opportunity. Golden opportunity. None of their balls is in a bind. It's a matter of Q-Rock control at this point. I'm sure he wanted to get a little better on that 13 ball. Get him less cut on it. He can always play the 11 and you get a better position on the 13. So he's going after the 13. Here's shot selection is real important at this stage in the game. That was unfortunate miss. Unfortunate. That angle there, he has the perfect angle to get him back down there, get the Q-Rock back down there for his teammate to easily play that 7 ball. And there it is. Like that 7 is going to go in the corner, and he's got enough angle on it where he can. Oh, he pulled it back that way. Stepping straight in. The 8 ball in the same corner. 7 ball went in. Now, Shynedown is up 7-2, and that score includes the singles matches and the doubles matches combined. If you take away the doubles matches, then the only thing that Alpha Q has won was the 2 single matches. They haven't won a single doubles match yet.
They won one.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, they did win one. However, it's as you can hear some people say sometimes. At this point, it don't look too good for the home team. So it's a total of 11 games to be played, and there's 9 games that has been played. So there's 2 more games to play in this match. And again, this match has been an extremely quick one. You look back and count the endings per game, they would be very low. I would say there hasn't been 3 endings in any of these games, maybe 4 endings at the most. But these games have been going extremely fast, and that is because of the quality of the players that are on the table. That is because of the quality of players that are on the table. Okay. It appears that Shynedown has selected the small balls or the solid colors. Don't see them being able to run this. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't see them being able to run this table out. A triple combo, 7-8-2. That's an awesome shot. I'm not sure that he would want that either teammate would want the other teammate to shoot that shot. Okay, he's playing the 6 ball and kind of maybe. Yeah, well,
Good hole right now.
Yeah, it was extremely good hole. Now, if he plays that 5 ball in that corner, he's gonna have to hold that Q rock out in order to have a shot on that 7 ball. And if he plays it, I don't know if he's got he has enough angle on it to look like to play it and pull it back away from the rail behind the 15, back towards the middle of the table. Not sure exactly what he has on his mind. Does have the angle, okay? Well, regardless of what he had, it didn't work. Now we put Alpha Q back on the table again. See what happened is their turn here. However, we've had some extremely good shots played during the course of this match. And now, actually, during the course of the night, on Thursday night here at Fat Cat, there's 4 tables that the matches are played on, but there's only 1 table at this point that we stream on. But however, all teams will get a chance to have their match, recorded to where they can go home and watch it if you like watching yourself on TV. But the cool part about this is that the players, they play and they're not playing for the camera. They're playing for the match. Their their focus is on the game, and that is where it should be.
I'm playing safe right there. What you should do is play safe where you put the cue ball right. Yep, right there. Perfect.
Wow.
Good save.
Off the top. Now some major decisions got to be made here. With a solid ball. Out. No contact, so it is ball in hand for Aplha Q. Shot selection is real important at this point. It appears that where he's at on the table that he might have been getting ready to make what I would say the best choice. And I would go 9, 14, 10, or 11. Yeah, but I would definitely start with that 9 ball. See where it goes. Okay, now he paid the 9 ball.
He tried to break it out. The 8 ball.
Yeah, tried to break the 8 out. Okay, well, it's still not too late. They can still get it out. Can be got out with this shot. A lot of outside English on it, but he's going in the other direction. He's playing the 11 ball. Oh man, and he pulled it into the side. Bad shot. And now this is the let me know. Game team still got 1 week for the combination. Oh, a whole lot you can do with that. This. Oh, okay. So now, yeah, that can be played. Okay. Now that 8 ball can possibly be played right behind the 2.
Correct.
Seeing that 2 ball is so deep in the pocket. Oh, but you got to get to it. And now because they only got 1 ball left on the table, they can play defense and just gradually, do that. Oh, he played both balls.
That makes it harder.
Yeah. Now the pressure is on to play that 5 ball. It can either be a bank or he can play it in it. And also, he's going to have position for the 8 ball. So,
my bet is Tyler draws off the 5, puts the cue ball behind the 8, safety.
Oh, and not really try and play the 5 ball.
Mostly safety. He tried it actually.
Okay.
That's a chance.
Yeah. Well.
He's makeable.
Yeah. Oh. I think this is that nerve-wracking stage
Seeing an easy shot.
It was played.
Well done.
Yeah. But he plays his 8 ball. Now up 8-2. And we're entering the last game of this match. That was an extremely good break. But not a dry break. So Alpha Q is still at the table. And the table is still open. Thing about BCA, you play a ball on the break in doubles, you're not married to it. The table is still open. However, the first actual played ball is what you have to continue the rest of the game with. And Alpha Q missed and passed the open table to Shynedown. We're going to see what decisions they make.
Table's still open.
Yeah. Okay, Shynedown is still at the table. They have the solids, and they are about 4 balls away from ending this match. Ooh.
That was tight.
Yeah, it was. That was an extremely tight shot. Now, Alpha Q is back at the table, and they are 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly 9 balls away from ending this match. Now they're 8 balls away. Oh, 6 balls. I'm sorry. 6 balls away from ending this match. Taking the time and taking a good look at what he's shooting at and making a wise decision to leave his teammates a decent shot.
This is pretty tough.
Huh?
This is tough here. I mean, you can probably cut Send the 14 down towards the pond.
Right. Exactly what happens. Now, what is he going to do now? Well, the only shot I see is shooting at the 9 ball.
What he's gonna have to do.
Okay. Looks like a crack shot. He tries to play that chin up table. Looks like that. Oh, he missed it, which is probably why he didn't crack. Down and back on the table. Discussing the strategy. How to bring this match to an end. That was an extremely good shot. And now this is a fairly decent shot here.
This shot, do low left, pulls the cue ball around just like short.
He
But he
still
got a shot.
He still does. This looks like that this match is about to be over. It is a tough shot, long shot, but it was played with precision.
That we end the night.
We thank y'all for joining us with Blue Ridge BCA Thursday night doubles.